What's up, y'all? It's Daniel the Shoemmelier. Fans of the channel will know that I don't consider myself to be a shoe monogamist. And while I have a number of brands in my collection, it would seem that I kind of focus on the big three plus one. We have Adidas, we have Nike, we have Jordan brand, and we have New Balance. And while I have had other brands in my collection, I no longer have them, whether because I beat them up or just gave them away, they rotated out, or whatever. I've owned Pumas, I've owned Asics, I have had Hokas, mainly for running. I have even had Under Armour when they first came out with their version of a running shoe, basically a little bit before COVID. I can't remember, but I definitely misspoke about it in my review. But it would seem that over the last few weeks, or maybe over the last few months, Under Armour has been coming out with a few pairs of shoes, a few silhouettes that have caught my eye. And no, it wasn't because Pete Davidson wore it on a talk show or anything like that. It was just through normal, organic social media, or at least organic in my eyes. It wasn't from an Under Armour page. And really, when I think about Under Armour, I think of three things. Number one, we must protect this house. Number two, The Rock. And probably why the relationship soured and didn't work, Steph Curry, Curry brand, Under Armour, just never really popped in my head. So when I saw these silhouettes and I saw different colorways and I saw the price point and I was for once not thinking of just getting them to review it just to review, I thought I might actually wear those on the daily. I had to order these shoes and one pair came out really early. I kept it and then I saw the second pair and I thought I'm going to wait, put it all together and talk about how I think maybe Under Armour is a silent, sleeping giant of sorts. I don't know how else to say it. I think for some people, Under Armour is cool. Are they cool in the lifestyle sneaker hypebeast area? Definitely not. I don't think people think about them that way. They think about them as an athletic brand. But these two silhouettes strike me as two shoes that maybe have a little bit of traction. Maybe not on the resale market, but maybe for people that like Under Armour, that walk into a Dick's Sporting Goods and see those shoes and go like, those look really cool. And they're not meant for athletics. It's not a running shoe. It's not a baseball shoe. It's not a cleat. It seems like these are made for lifestyle purposes. So today we're going to talk about two brand new silhouettes featuring a brand new type logo. And that's the most important part of why these shoes grab my attention, because how they use the Under Armour logo for the first time, at least in my research, it seems that's what they started doing, because once they did it and the consensus on the internet seems to agree, this was a fantastic choice and a reason why we're going to talk about these two new Under Armour silhouettes today. So the first shoe we're going to talk about is the Under Armour Arc 96. Now this shoe retails for 125 US American dollars, and I do believe that there are a few colorways online. I did get this from the Under Armour website. It was pretty fast. Thought it was pretty cool. As I mentioned, you can see that Under Armour logo. You have the U and the A right here. Now the A is more pronounced, but you have a little bit of the U. If you look at it right here, boy, it's hard to do it. Like you have the U, right? Like it's implied, it's more implied. And on the medial side of the shoe, it's a little bit more swooshy, wavy, running base. So this shoe, as the name implies, is inspired by 1996. The Under Armour Arc 96 shoes, they say, are a futuristic take on retro-inspired run styles. And this shoe definitely fits into the Y2K genre, Y2K craze that we are going on. It's got like the pseudo mesh. It's got this big kind of bouncy thing. Many people will say it is a little bit inspired by, others will say it steals, blah, blah, blah. You can definitely see the inspiration from chunky 90s style trainers, runners, sneakers, etc. And they're everywhere right now. But one could say that you see a little bit of the Y3, the tubular. You can see a little bit of Adidas. You can see Reebok. You can see all that kind of stuff going into this language, this design language. But nevertheless, I think it's because of all those choices, as well as the overstated UA logo on the lateral side, that we get a shoe that is pretty interesting. So yeah, it's sleek, multi-mesh upper. You have it here on the medial side of the shoe. You have it on the front. You have it on behind the tongue. You have a little bit on the sock liner right there. And it has full grain leather overlays, which again, inspired by 96. So the lateral side is more of that like rubbery plastic, kind of similar to the AE1 and 2. You get that leather more on the medial side of the shoe in the toe box area right here. So it does have the translucent side panels highlighting the bold logo design, which is integrated into the lacing system. So yeah, as you mentioned, you can see you have the A, which is in the blue. You have the U, which is more of the black. So you see the U in the A. I know you see it. I have to point it out to you. Now, it does have an asymmetrical tongue design, which they say is a futuristic take on retro-inspired run styles. It has dual density Under Armour Hover, HOVR, midsole cushioning, as they say, is responsible for all-day comfort. And again, a full rubber outsole for versatile traction and added durability. Now, this is the shoe that caught my eye. It is a little bit blue, like in real life, and I'm not sure if you can see, like it is blue. It is a very royal blue. I chose this outfit on purpose because to me this screams very red, white, and blue American flag, not a light blue like a Puerto Rico, but regardless, it does seem to me like a shoe that normal dads, everyday dads, not sneaker collecting dads, might look at and go like, that looks like a good shoe. And you know what? For that price point, $125, I think it is a good shoe. I think that if your kids are going in, now that Dick's has bought out so many places, Dick's is going to have hype. They're going to have heat. The kids, they're going to want that. And kids it's negligible. It could be any age. But then you get a dad, or maybe that's just, I want a comfortable pair of shoes. This is like a grilling shoe. I could see, ironically, hype beasts and sneakerheads and stuff like myself. Like, I am going on an international trip in 3 weeks. I may take this shoe with me to wear and beat down because it's going to be a lot of walking. If you've ever been to Europe, you know there's a lot of walking. And then I would just leave it in the hotel and then throw it away after I beat it down. Because to me, this looks like one of that type of shoe. It could just be a shoe that I think dads would want to mow the lawn. They'd want to barbecue. They'd want to do all that stuff. I think this is not a 4-quadrant shoe, but it's definitely like a young, middle, old type shoe. It's cool enough for sneaker type people to go like, yeah, that's kind of cool. Not bad. But it's also not too cool for a dad to go like, that's not my style. What am I, 17? I don't know why I gave an old man, a dad, that accent. But regardless, I think it's a cool shoe. And this was the first one I saw. And because of this shoe, the algorithm then decided to show me a different shoe. And this was the aforementioned shoe that Pete Davidson wore on a talk show. And this is the Under Armour HB Low. Now you can see here, I know it's a little bit bright and shiny here. It is a dynamic basketball-inspired shoe that fuses Under Armour sportswear style with their unique brand of DNA. Now, they say these shoes are built for all-day comfort and that it has premium cushioning and a plush sock liner, as you can see, that allows a cushioned ride, a smooth cushioned ride from the court to the street. Now, obviously, this shoe does give off basketball shoe vibes. I see in this shoe, if we're going to stay in the Nike area, I do see the Air Force One. I do see a little bit of some of those 80s basketball shoes. I can see some Jordan references with the Air on that. But that is not new to this silhouette, that if you had the running shoes that Under Armour came out with a number of years ago, you could see that this similar design language was already there. You can go into Adidas. I see, is it the Rivalry or is it the Forum? There is one or two Adidas silhouettes that I see and like, oh, that definitely speaks to me that way. It might be the Forum, it might be the Rivalry, maybe a little bit of the Harlem, but it definitely has, again, inspiration from different types of hardcourt basketball shoes that we've seen over time. Now, again, speaking of that Under Armour logo, it has that new design language. So on here now, it's all in white, and unlike the other shoe that I saw you, the Arc 96, this has the UA on both sides of the shoe. And because it's all white, you can see it way more pronounced. The A right here, and then the U, like you just see it. It's all the way. This is a way more pronounced UA logo on the lateral and the medial side of the shoe, and it kind of meets in the back. You have the U meet all the way in the back. U. Now, like the other shoe, this shoe features leather. This says premium leather that is durable and comfortable. And it has, again, that raised TPU logo and a textile heel with additional foam padding. So you can see the textile heel. You can see sort of the foam in this little crevice here, in this Death Star type. There we go. You have it there. You have it there. Now, this shoe does, as we talked about at the very beginning, feature a chunky rubber outsole. It's meant for traction and durability, which to me makes it seem like a skate shoe. I know it's like a basketball shoe, and I don't skate or die, but I would be curious if this would make for a good skate shoe, especially because they have these, you would see these thick laces on skateboard shoes. So to me, while this is a basketball-inspired design, it definitely seems like basketball and skateboarding, or skating of some sort. Yeah, that all makes sense to me. Now, this shoe, while this shoe seems like a more premium silhouette, this shoe is priced at $100 US American dollars. Now, I should have said this again. This is not an ad. Under Armour did not send these to me. Under Armour has not contacted me about this, but if you would like to, Under Armour, let's talk about a deal. When we look at both of these shoes, to me, and maybe it has to do with all the colors and all the different materials, I think that the Low seems to be the more pricey of the two than this one. Now, this one is definitely more comfortable. The Arc 96 has more squish. It has more bounce. It is not like Zoom. It is not like React. It is not like Boost. It is squishier than Air. I would say it reminds me a little bit of the Flight Foam, which I believe is Asics, but it's not super duper squishy. This is not like the Vomero Plus with that thicky, squishy, like Zoom, React. Like, this is not like that, but it's pretty close. I would say it is less firm than Boost, than React in Zoom. This feels less bouncy. It's firmer, a more basketball skating type shoe, but it doesn't mean that it's not comfortable. It is not as comfortable as an Air Force One, I would say, but it is more comfortable than a normal rivalry, Adidas Forum, even in Adidas Harlem, which have seen sort of a renaissance these last few years. Bad Bunny, the Jim Jones, and whatnot. Now, when it comes to sizing, my foot's basically a 9.25, but that shoe size does not exist. So depending on the silhouette and depending on the brand, or vice versa, I go and get a 9, hope that fits, remove the insole if not, or go to a 9.5, hope that fits. If it doesn't, either put in a third-party insole, wear a thicker sock or whatever. I ordered a size 9 in both of these, and I really feel like a size 9 works out pretty well. In the past, when I've ordered Under Armour shoes, true to size has worked, and I would say for me, again, true to size works as well. Now, I don't like lockdown in the midfoot, and I like wiggle room in the toe box, and both of these shoes allow for that. Now, I do think that the HB Low has a slightly tighter fit. I think, though, when I wear it, it will break in. It'll fit a little bit better because it's more leathery, whereas the Arc 96 has that mesh. It's going to give a little bit more. So I'm not prepared to say to go up half a size or anything like that, but I will say that true to size seems to fit, well, true to size. And I've mentioned the comfort already. The Arc 96, way more bouncier, way squishier. The HB Low, a little bit more firm, but still comfortable. So after all of that, are we prepared to say and choose whatever adjective you want? Is Under Armour cool? Is Under Armour having a moment? Now, I realize by that you might be going, well, of course not. I don't see a famous celebrity or athlete or rapper wearing them, and that's fine. Pete Davidson is a celebrity. He's famous enough. But like, I know that you would measure hype, you would measure heat by different metrics. You will not say that these are a hype shoes or a hype brand based on resale prices. I get that. And I'm not trying to speak from a hype beast resale perspective. I want to know if you collect shoes out there and you don't care about the hype, or maybe a modicum of care. Like, I care, but I don't obviously make all of my choices based on hype, because if I did, I would never have purchased the shoe. I wear low top runners, trainers shoes 85% of the time. And most of the time, I'm wearing non-Jordan brand shoes. I would say Adidas and Nike are neck and neck with what I wear on the daily, with throwing some New Balances in there like Action Bronson, some Kith collabs, etc., Joe Freshgoods, Leahy Bembury, and then I will wear Jordan brand shoes. I'll wear basketball shoes, but at the end of the day, they're basketball shoes, and they're not terribly comfortable. Like, the majority of Jordans look way better than they feel on foot. And when you get to the more comfortable Jordans, then I'm like, I don't really care. I'll wear a LeBron because that's comfortable, but I'll get a low top LeBron, not the kind when he was wearing like those stormtrooper linebacker type shoes, like the little bit more Kobe-esque. But regardless, this is more my design language. This is more my comfort level as I get up there in years and walk my dog and chase my kids. And I just got back from Vegas and we put a whole lot of steps on. And what were the shoes I was wearing? Very comfortable Adidas. So I would be curious what you think about this resurgence. Is it a resurgence or is it a surge of Under Armour right now? Because I guess one would have to say if Reebok all of a sudden was popping off, that would be a resurgence, right? Has Under Armour ever had that moment? I'm not really sure. I think you could count number of brands that have had those moments. I'm not sure that Under Armour has. I'm not sure that ASICS has. Now, and when I say that, I don't mean like, oh, but ASICS collaborated with Kith and Ronnie Feig and Hidden New York. Like, I get all of that. But has it broken through? And I'm not sure. Someone could let me know in the comment section down below. It could be because I was turning a blind eye to Under Armour. But regardless, I would just be curious. What do you think about these silhouettes? What do you think about this new logo? To me, this logo, the use of the logo is a 10. And this silhouette particularly excites me because when I look at this, I look and see the opportunities for collaborations on color, on texture, on materials. It's infinite. I think we could see some really awesome collaborations, whether with designers, with artists, yes, celebrities, with fashion houses, whatever. Like, I think this could be super duper cool. And this is such a blank canvas. They have different colorways that have come out of this. This one's the best one that speaks to me. But again, this is another one that I think if they keep it in their coffers, if they push and they give these two silhouettes a few years, I think we can start to see some really cool colorways, silhouettes, stories, collaborations, all of those things. I'm excited. Talk about it in the comment section down below. Under Armour new logo. It's a 10. Is this going to make Under Armour? Are they going to protect this house? I know that I couldn't think of a way to merge their old saying into the video at hand. But regardless, this is two Under Armour shoes that are now in my collection, in the rotation, in my daily rotation. So I will wear these. We'll see how it goes. They may not even last till I go international travel. We'll see. It's already great weather down here in Austin. I think winter's kind of over. It doesn't really last that long. So we are already wearing comfortable shoes, walking around every day. So let's talk about these Under Armour shoes, the Arc 96 and the HB Low in the comment section down below. Down HB Low. All right. So to all of you out there, wherever you are, thanks for watching. Stay tuned and just chill. Till the next episode.